I've mentioned this before on the show, but we have a few friends that have had really hard years for different reasons, and it's like they say the same thing, like, it just makes their not that it at all minimizes their suffering, and uh, the friends I'm thinking of are really good at not doing that and pushing it away, but, um,
Mm.
I think it makes their joy so much fuller and more meaningful, and I think that that's such an incredible thing to be able to talk about as Christians and,
Yeah.
um, experience. Doesn't mean that we have the answers, and it doesn't even mean that suffering always, like, teaches us something. I think sometimes
Yeah.
we go to that too quickly
Yeah.
as Christians, but,
Yeah.
it does make what is joyful and good so much more meaningful and richer in a certain way. I
Yeah.
don't know. Has that kind of been your
Yeah.
experience?
Definitely. I feel like suffering can really I feel like you can react to suffering in two ways. You can like the kind of language I use in my journey is like I either fall asleep to the suffering and just try to tune out, veg out, watch
Yeah.
movies, whatever. Or you can when you choose to be awake to your suffering, it sobers you and and it actually feels like um, you see things so much clearer. Things are so much simpler. The need for God is so much simpler.
Mhm.
And so you get this like really wide awake, um, like calm, peaceful presence in the world. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how else to describe it, but yeah, it means that I think meaningful things like are more accessible. Like you're more able to absorb them, I would
Mm.
say, in times of
Yeah.
suffering. Um, yeah, yeah, that definitely has rings true for me. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely so hard, but at the same time, there's like a real beauty that comes out of it. And
Mm.
I'm actually like, I always process things in book form, so I'm working on a kind of like a memoir book about my year of
Mm.
fasting. And one of the things that has just really strikes me about um, fasting is like this Christian practice um, to limit yourself and to
Yeah.
not indulge and not eat for a time. And that what that does is it makes, fasting and feasting are always kind of like juxtaposed.
Mm.
And it makes the times of feasting so much more special when you have a practice of fasting. And what fasting does is it makes you realize that Jesus is enough. That when you're not eating, when you're not filling your needs instantly, um, you get this like realization that Jesus is enough. Yeah, he's enough,
Yeah.
and you're not in. I got so scared when I couldn't eat. I love eating and drinking all that, and I got so scared. Like, how am I going to cope with life? Because food is my coping mechanism,
Yeah.
and it was just so amazing to realize, like, oh, I don't need this like I thought I needed it. You know?
Yeah.